I think more so.
It's one of my favourite festivals to do, and it sounds like one of those things you say, but if you check it out, it's true.
Yeah.
We mean it.
Okay. So how are you finding it? We just got here or have you been here?
Yeah.
We just got here and gone straight to press.
With the patron saints just getting here.
Yeah, it's kind of
Just arrived.
it's just our condition.
Yeah.
It's just what happens. It's part of
It
our
is.
medical history.
Are you going to hang around and talk to anyone else or are you?
I feel like we will when I looked at the lineup originally, but at this present time I can't remember anything. So, but I reckon there are bands. This is our festival pretty much. It's
Yeah.
our bands that we want to.
There's loads of people we know as well. Nice to see.
Yeah, loads of friends.
Loads of
Yeah,
friends.
because I bet you've gigged with like half the lineup.
Yeah, we toured.
Yeah, along the way and kind of bumped into them or gone to see them at shows and stuff.
It's like a really
Yeah.
friendly festival. It's not a lot of
Yeah, even we found that.
Yeah.
We like it.
Yeah, I think it's a great festival. It's really nice and the atmosphere is really, really good and really organic feeling, and everyone's just here to have a good time and kind of genuine music lovers. I feel like the audience are a bit more kind of concentrated as well. As far as people who really love music and just I'd like to feel more respectful as well. Like you see something that's had love put into it, people really care about their festival and the people who run it and whatever, then you naturally respect that. Like when you go to someone's house and see shoes on.
Yeah. It's nice to have a small festival as well, isn't it? Because I've never seen one like so festival.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah,
that's part of it. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you have in the pipeline after festival season?
It's album time for us, so we're
I
gonna.
hope you
We did loads of touring last year, so now it's time to get back into the studio. It's time to stop the run up to that.
try and lock ourselves away and just kind of probably try and do a month or so of rehearsing and then a month of recording and then it's kind of a very much a black hole, so it's demoed a lot of songs and they're good to go, and now we've got to kind of start distilling them down, and then I'm just excited to see what's going to happen, so, as much as
What's it sounding like compared to Ben's chemistry?
it's like, I mean, the idea.
Sacred Shape type thing?
I feel like we're looking for I think for this album, having played Blood and Chemistry extensively now, I think we wanted something that was a lot more immediate and a lot more. Blood and Chemistry was very majestic, and kind of we wanted this album to be quite upfront, quite aggressive, and quite and aggressive in a kind of like Jehovah's Witness kind of way. Yeah, like in a kind of just really forward pushing, and we wanted it to be kind of I keep saying the word Arcane Roots but sort of like that. As in just to write it more within a live context. A lot of the things we realised about the album was that it's very graceful, but our favourite bits are the bits that really translated live, and the bit where you play a gig and no one knows who you are, but then suddenly you play that one bit and everyone's all in their heads, And so we really wanted to kind of think about that, and even at the same time, just the riffs we were writing and stuff like that. We're writing bigger, bolder riffs than we've ever done, but the point is we really want them to have a purpose, and to have a really good, action to do with them, or really,
Basically,
we should do. We haven't played in a while. Yeah, I think it's done. No, I think
Okay, great. Are you playing any new songs for us today?
we're going to play over and over, but today festivals we generally sneak them in when we're doing like our own tours or support tours. So we've been playing a lot. On our last tour, we played quite a few songs.
it's such a short amount of time to really people will come to see you play, and I think it's not the right aura for doing that. So it's fun for us, but we enjoy playing the song anyway. So it's not a big thing for us.
Today's just energy set. It's just 40 minutes of power.
We have a couple of fan questions to finish. We'll just ask you a few questions to go while live review is going to do, so it's not very long. A band that are playing later tonight, they asked, what was your writing process like?
Okay. Usually I either start with a melody, whether that's from the shower or elsewhere, or whether that starts with me playing guitar. Then usually it's the heavier side of our music usually comes from me playing guitar, and the more melodic side usually comes from me, you know, whispering melodies into my iPhone in places I should. But then a lot, you know, I try and leave the door open as much as possible. And you know, for this album, for example, you know, tempo is a really big thing for me at the moment. And just getting, just, you know, when you get that tempo right and you write a song and you're like, okay, what's the best song to absolutely jump up and down to? You know, what's the best tempo to do that? And, you know, write a song that way. And I like to kind of, we try not to think of closing things off too much and just being like, you know, what interests us, what we like to be, and you know, if we were watching us, what kind of music would we want to see? You know, what would impress me? You know? So, and then after that, I mean, at the moment this time around, I've just been demoing those songs, and then we've been just trying to get together and just, I think we've got about 50 odd demos already for the album. So we're just trying to get together and really just kind of work on them and kind of progress them as we go, and kind of, that's when they really become Arcane Roots songs. So at the moment there's just a collection of choruses and riffs, and there's a couple that have been put together, and you know, we're really pleased with. You know. But then usually we have about a month of rehearsing to just play every day and just really, you know, walk away from it and think about what we'd want more from that song. And I think this time around we want to be really ruthless this time and just really make it just the best it could absolutely be, and the best, you know, the best actions I'm really excited about having. And you know, just songs that really translate live. You know, you see great bands and they have that great moment, or they have those songs where like they extend them that little bit because everyone loves them so much. And there's an action you can do to that song, whether it's going, you know, whoa, or whatever, or jumping up and down, or doing whatever, or sitting on the floor, or doing whatever. And that, you know, I want that at the moment. I feel like that's not been in our set, and you know, that's what we want. And that doesn't mean at all simplifying or anything like that. We're writing some of the heaviest stuff we've ever written, but it's kind of, as long as it has a purpose and it's relevant. But then at the same time, the best melodies. Even playing some piano, crazy. So a little bit, as in like
enough to get by.
But just to I don't know, just try and not close any doors. Although, who knows? By the time we record the album, it could be about bicycles.
Yeah, let's hope. One more question. Someone else asked, how was the transition from gigging in your hometown to doing it over? From like smaller bands, they just can't see like how you break through and how you
It's really difficult. It's something you really have to put a lot of time into. You have to be ready to play a lot of shows to know people. But I think, to be honest, that is the way that bands used to do it. Like now you have to approach it in different ways, and to appeal to those territories you need to be doing other things than just playing shows to no one else. It's part of it, but I think you need to attack different angles. You need to be doing things in different ways. You need to be making stuff. You need to be continually writing songs, and here you need to be talking to these people. I think it's much more a different environment than it used to be. And for us, it was much more a case of trying to open as many doors and do as many different varied things as possible to try and, you know, and also like, you know, playing shows and then getting a loyal fan base and then fully around the country, and those shows will start to grow, and you know, you find areas that you really resonate with, and Scotland was one for us. We managed to sort of go top and bottom, and then we work towards the middle, and so, you know, like you get
making the right decisions, doing stuff at the right time, and sometimes saying no to stuff, and just like thinking, well, okay, well, you know, I'm a fan of music, what would I like to see, you know, and if you look after your fans and you make stuff for them, and you know, you take time with your fans and try and take as much time as you can with them and talk to them and spend time. But yeah, it is just, you know, you start, it's like, is it Command and Conquer? What's that game where like you have a big map and then you start? No. Like you start in one place and you have to like build an army and keep moving. It's a board game. But kind of like that. Risk. It's like Risk. You start in one place and you just, you know, don't oversaturate it, and you know, and also like if you haven't got something, don't wait around for it to happen. If you haven't got a manager, you haven't got a label, you haven't got whatever, then like you can lose your life. You can lose your life waiting for that stuff to happen. If you actually get in a position where, you know, if you've got loads of fans coming to your shows, then labels are going to come to your shows. You know what I mean? If you're making noise, people are going to come there. If you don't know, learn. You know, if you can't afford something, make it yourself. You know, and that's That's what's got, make friends with people who can.
Yeah.
And be like, cool, I like your photography, you like my band, let's be friends. Yeah, absolutely. And those are the strongest, healthiest relationships we have still in this band today. So, just about. Long way home. It's about 3 hours.
3 hours? Really? Oh.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for talking.